Alright, I'm doing a little update here. I've been up to the Naugatuck State Forest since the last video I did, and the date that I went up there was the 10th, Friday, October the 10th, 2014, and they had brought one of their machines up there, and they had knocked over a few trees, and they created a few fake trails. They also pulled large branches and covered up a few trails. And to let you know, the average CIA agent looks like some sort of grave digger. They look like some beady-eyed crackhead. They all look like Jeffrey Dahmer. The reason most of these guys wear sunglasses is because you would know something's wrong with them. They have this insane, bug-eyed gleam in their eyes. And one of these guys were up there. When I went up there, he had some sort of truck up in the trails. And my guess is he's responsible for bringing some sort of, forest clearing equipment. It's a machine that knocks over the smaller trees. He had one of those up there, and he made a trail. And he also pulled large branches over another trail. So I'm going to bring a camera up there and be specific about how to get up to the ridge there, because the CIA is interested in keeping things exactly as they are. So I'm not exaggerating in the least when I tell you that your military are not the good guys. The military is controlled by the Central Intelligence Agency, and they have death for you. When there is an alien threat, these guys would go house to house, kicking down your doors, ripping your children out of your arms, and they would feed your children to the aliens. And they would do it with a bug-eyed fucking smile on their face. The reason there is such secrecy within the Central Intelligence Agency dealing with the aliens is not because the American people couldn't handle the reality of understanding that, yeah, there's life out there in the universe. It's because the military cannot handle you knowing that the way they're dealing with the alien threat is the same way that cults dealt with the alien threat in the past. And that is to round up your children and feed your children to the alien threat. And in return, these fucking scumbags, these Vatican priests, these CIA agents get filled with this energy that's almost like a drug. And it makes it so they have a lot of electromagnetic energy, and they could see the people around them are affected by this as well. So it's easier to control and manipulate people. They call that power. So that is why there is such secrecy concerning the aliens and ETs, is because your CIA, your Vatican, wants to go door to door, kicking down your doors, stealing your children, and feeding your children to the aliens. And I'm not even exaggerating. So the next time you hear that there should be some military cut, if it was up to me, no more chow time in the military. We would be better off at this point if we had no military at all. Your military is a weapon that's been wielded against you, the American people. If they all were fucking just shut down, if the whole military was shut down, you would be freaking 100% more safe. You think you have some sort of little election process in the United States federal government, right? You get to elect your senators and state reps and your federal government employees. You think you have some sort of control over that. Well, in the military, you have no control over that. There's no elections in the military. It's a hierarchy. Everything is controlled from within. Everything is controlled by the freaking people that fund the military. which are these big weapons and technology firms that are controlled by the Vatican. If you could just see the sleaze that are selected for black ops, for quote unquote these higher levels, they are scum. I'm going to show a few more pictures of these sleaze bags. So those of you who think that there's just, oh, we need to kind of convince the military to do things differently, let me show you these fucking oafs. Let me show you who you want to sit down and explain the Constitution to, or explain morality to. They're fucking mutts with 80 or 90 IQs that never even graduated high school, never read a book, and then they were selected for black ops in the military because they were good slaves. In order for you to change these people, you would have to go back to when they were an infant, born into a multi-generational, satanic, ritually abused household, and take them out of that household and raise them up proper for you to do any bit of good. I've been trying for years to help them. They don't care. They like the way things are. At first, when I had brushes with extraterrestrials and aliens, I thought it was something kind of rare, because that's how it's portrayed in Hollywood. It's something rare. Some guys out, in some country town, get abducted by aliens, or get manipulated by aliens, or get attacked by aliens, and then the government rolls up there to do their little investigation, try to set up some outpost where they can monitor the sky, or they start paying attention to the radar in that area, or they start going around questioning people, and they do some investigation, and they want to understand what's going on themselves, and they don't quite get it. No, that's a big negative. That's not how it works. All of your CIA and all of your military have all had alien encounters, have all had brushes with aliens, and they are weak. They did not resist. They got possessed by the aliens and then wielded against the rest of you by the aliens. And when you hear some report in some isolated area that the government rolls in on, the government's going in there to kill any freaking people that oppose the alien threat, and pull anybody that they want to into their freaking group of secrecy so they could continue sacrificing your children to the aliens. That is their religion. They kill your children in return for power from the aliens. And there is never, ever going to be any change within your Vatican or your Central Intelligence Agency. They turned up the heat on me 100%. Not that I'm counting on the FBI doing anything, but they'll make sure that you guys get lost up there. So to do everything that I could do, I'm going to go up there with a camera and be very specific of how to get up there.